So you're moving to Georgia. I'm so excited. And you are picturing sweet tea on the front porch, warm weather, and friendly neighbors. And yes, we definitely have that, but let's be honest, a move here to Georgia comes with a few surprises if you don't know what to expect. Today, I'm gonna walk you through 10 things that catch people off guard when they move here so that hopefully you can avoid them. So let's get into it. We're gonna start with number one, and that is Georgia is big, like really, really big. We cover over 59,000 square miles, making Georgia the biggest state east of the Mississippi. That means when someone says, I'm just outside of Atlanta, that can literally mean right outside of Atlanta, 15 minutes or over an hour away. So seriously, from Atlanta to Savannah, about 3 to 4 hours. From Athens up to Blue Ridge, it's about 2 hours. So don't pick a home just because it looks pretty online. Figure out if the location actually works for your lifestyle. Commutes, weekend getaways, even grocery runs, they all look different depending on where you are. All right, number two, city names don't tell the whole story. Just because a listing says Athens or Atlanta doesn't mean it all feels the same. Neighborhoods here have their own personality. For example, in Athens, you've got places like 5 Points with charming homes and tree-lined streets. Then there's Normal Town, more artsy and laid back. And over in the metro Atlanta area, you'll find walkable historic spots like Virginia Highland or Inman Park. And then you have suburban favorites like Swanee or Peachtree City that offer more space and community vibes. You have the smaller towns in the greater Athens area like Bogart and Statham and Watkinsville and Jefferson. So finding the right neighborhood in Georgia is just as important as picking the right house because they all have their own things to offer. All right, number three is that school zones can be confusing and our school year starts really early. So for example, we have homes with an Athens address that are actually zoned for Oconee County. And in areas like Bogart and Statham, school zones can shift between Oconee and Clark County and Barrow County. The address alone doesn't always tell the full story, which is why checking the official school map and the zones is a must before making any decisions, especially for young families looking for good school systems. So also, our school year starts earlier than most. Jackson County schools actually started July 31st this year. Jefferson starts August 1st. That's a full 2 weeks earlier than many other parts of the country. So check those calendars and check the maps because if you're moving from out of state and you want to be here before school starts, it might be a little late, so school may have already started for you. Number four, high-speed internet isn't everywhere. This might sound a little unbelievable, but even in 2025, high-speed internet isn't available everywhere in Georgia. Let me break it down to you. 87% of residents have access to wired or fixed wireless broadband, which means roughly 1 in 10 people still can't get a basic fast internet connection. Fiber, only about 52% of the state can get it. And while 93% of Georgians do have access to speeds of 100 megabits per second or more, which is decent for streaming and video calls, that doesn't mean every home is connected to it or that it's affordable in every area. So if you work remotely, have kids who love to be on the internet or just love your Netflix in 4K, definitely check internet availability by zip code before you fall in love with a house. Number five, septic tanks and crawl spaces are more common than you think here. If you've only lived in big cities, this might surprise you. A lot of homes in Northeast Georgia and even parts of Metro Atlanta aren't connected to public sewer. They're on septic systems. That's totally normal here, but they do need regular maintenance. And you definitely want a septic inspection, or at least to know when the last septic inspection was done during your due diligence when you are buying a home. Crawl spaces are very common here. They can hide moisture issues or insulation problems, so have them checked for drainage and vapor barriers. Trust me, it's easier to handle before you close on a home than after. Number six, commute times can be deceiving. Google Maps might tell you it's a 25-minute drive to downtown Atlanta, but that's if you're checking in at 2 p.m. on a Tuesday. Try pulling that up during rush hour, say 7:30 in the morning, and suddenly it is a whole different experience. Loop 10 in Athens It can get packed. Highway 316 in Gwinnett, bumper to bumper, and let's not forget about the connector or I-85 in Metro Atlanta. And not only the major highways, but just the normal streets of a town. You have some Metro Atlanta towns that are a lot more congested than others, so definitely ask your agent or ask us, what does it look like here? I always tell my buyers, drive into those areas during that time that you're going to be driving to work, to school, just to kind of get a feel for what it is during those times. Number 7, property taxes vary a lot depending on where you live. Georgia's average property tax rate is around 0.87%, which is lower than the national average, but your actual bill, that depends. Some areas charge both city and county taxes, like homes in Athens Park or Jefferson, and those can add up. Counties like Oconee are known for sometimes lower rates, while Clark tends to be higher. Also, if you're 62 or older, many counties offer senior homestead exemptions or school tax breaks. Just keep in mind, eligibility often depends on your residency and sometimes your income level, so it's not automatic. You'll want to definitely ask the local tax assessor's office about what's available in your area. Always get a full property tax estimate before making an offer so you're not caught off guard later. Number 8, affordability depends on where you're looking. So let's talk about home prices here in Georgia, because this is where a lot of people get surprised. So the median home price here across Georgia is about $330,000, which sounds pretty manageable, right? But when you start zooming in on specific areas, it's a whole different story. So for example, in Oconee County, homes are often in the $500,000 range. And in the Georgia Club, which is in Oconee County and in Barrow County, you can easily spend anywhere from $800,000 to over $2 million. In Metro Atlanta, you'll find places like Cobb County hovering around $440,000, Gwinnett closer to $400,000, and Forsyth County usually around $550,000. Then you've got popular in-town neighborhoods like Grant Park and Virginia Highland in Atlanta. Those homes can easily start in the $600,000 range and often push past $1 million. So yes, Georgia has affordable pockets, but it all depends on where you're looking, how competitive the area is, and what you're willing to trade off, whether that's commute time, square footage, or school zones. All right, number 9, don't skip seeing it in person. Virtual tours are helpful, and Zillow can give you a good starting point, but you don't really know a neighborhood until you walk it and you're there. Like, can you hear the traffic? Are the streets busy at night? Where's the closest grocery store? Whether it's Metro Atlanta or a small Northeast Georgia town, visiting in person helps you see things you'd never catch online. And now for the final one, number 10, the weather isn't always what people expect. We do have mild winters, and yes, we'll cancel school for an inch of snow, but summers, they're hot. So many YouTubers are saying that summers are mild here in Georgia. No, at least not for this girl. It is hot, like 104 degrees hot. And if you go further south, even hotter. And now then there's pollen that starts in February and everything turns yellow. Your car, your porch, even your pets. So bring your allergy meds and maybe invest in a power washer to get all that yellow off of all of your outdoor furniture. All right, friends, that's it. 10 little known mistakes people make when moving to Georgia. If this helped you, hit that like button, subscribe, and leave a comment below. Tell me what surprised you the most. And if you already live here, what do you wish you had known before moving? Again, my name is Maggie Turno with Turno Realty Group, and my team and I help you move to Georgia. Whether you're moving across the country or just across town, my team and I would love to help you find your place here in Georgia. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.